Good morning, y'all. We're about to shoot a video for you, but Mama Dreams wanted to come say good morning to the girls.
Buzzing around, so I thought I'd say hi.
Yeah. Hey, good morning, Dreamers. Welcome back to Chasing Dreams Homestead. Good morning, Mama Dreams.
Good morning.
She already told the bees good morning this morning.
I told you good morning this morning, too.
Did you?
Yes.
I don't remember it, y'all.
He has coffee in his hand.
Oh,
that was
that's
my
her
good morning.
Oh, okay. Y'all, we're sorry we haven't shot a video in a while. To be honest with you, we don't make money off of doing these videos, so it's kind of like it gets low on the list of priorities. But we do love our dreamers, and we do love putting these videos out. It's just we're busier than a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest, if we're being honest with you. We like the weekly recap that we started doing, and we'll try to get back to that, especially with Abel and Addie coming here.
Oh yeah, they
for
love
their
it.
summer break. They love doing YouTube videos, so that'll help out because there'll be a reminder to do it. They'll be like, hey, we're going to do a video. But Mama Dreams, what have we been into lately?
I guess the question is, what haven't we been into lately?
It's valid.
Well, we have been getting our plants in the ground because that needed done, and it was perfect timing. This at the end of last week, we got the rest of our plants in. We planted a huge part of the side driveway with 1 part sunflowers, 1 part corn.
Yeah.
And they're popping up beautifully at this point in time.
I'm watching the muscovies to make sure they don't eat their sunflower sprouts. Sorry, y'all.
I don't think they will.
I don't think so, but I'd be awful mad if they did, so I'm watching them.
I think they're more settled this year and not so, they know their areas and whatnot, so yeah. I don't think they're really as concerned as they were last year, like they were starving marvins.
Which was weird because they had 8 acres to munch on, and they were like, I'm going to go eat your garden.
Gus and Sky finally made it to their new destination, so super happy about that. And
yeah, Tad and Jessica. Yeah, you guys.
But
Gypsy Rain Organics now has Gus and Sky.
They are settled in beautifully with Tad's other herd.
So that was our Highland cattle, if you weren't familiar with their names, Gus and Sky. It was a decision we had to make because, y'all, we spent $5 grand last year. We took a loan out to put gravel on this property.
It's gone.
And yeah, it was such a wet, muddy winter. Like, most of the gravel's gone. We learned a lesson, though, and I'm going to share it with you because I want to save other people the headache. I wish I had seen the video before we put the gravel down. If you put some kind of barrier down first before you put the gravel down, if you're not able to get down to your hard pan, which here we're not able to. If I was going to get down to my hard pan, I would have to get a bulldozer and cut this about 2 foot deep and then backfill that with gravel, and I don't have that kind of money. So another thing you can do is just put that landscape fabric down and then build up your layers of gravel. We started with number 2. My buddy Tad said he's going to start with number 5. When we were calling about establishing this gravel, they made it out like number 2 was the biggest rock they were selling for driveways. So I'll be interested to see how Tad's number 5 goes, because obviously that's a much bigger rock and a better base. But then he's going to definitely have to top dress that with a lot of smaller rock, because you don't want to be driving over 5-inch rock.
Yeah. We had our first bonfire here at the property a few weeks ago, and Chase got to cook on his new cowboy grill.
That's awesome.
So that was great. Got to tweak it a little bit. It was a little leany.
That's because we're using a hill to cook it on.
Yeah, so we've got to do some adjustments over on that area.
Yeah.
Opened our homestead up to new people, possibly. Yeah. Things are in the works with that. We'll see how that goes at the moment.
So we made a post, y'all, because we both work full-time jobs. We've got this property over here, and we've got our property at home. So we're split between 2 properties, full-time jobs, kids, and the community service that we do, and everything else, and all of our adventures. So we made a post. We thought, you know, hey, growing up, my dad brought in homeless folks, and they lived with us for a while.
My parents.
It was a good experience for us for the most part. And, you know, our buddy Tad, he's got a friend that became family that lives there on the compound with him at his farm. You know, Mr. Tommy had RW for a long time, 30 years. So we just kind of thought on it, and we've been thinking on it for a while. So we made that post and offered, in exchange for a little bit of help around here, we'd let someone stay here room and board. And it ended up being a lady and her son. So that's not what we were initially expecting, but I think that that's going to be an even better fit because, especially if the little dude Isaac, hey, what's up, buddy? If he is interested in learning things, it'll be nice to have another guy around because we're outnumbered right now. Dylan and I are definitely outnumbered by ladies. Did that touch a sore spot? You're making a face.
I just was daydreaming.
Oh, she was daydreaming, y'all.
So yeah, so we're venturing down that. We'll see how that pans out.
Yeah.
Still working out details with that to see where that's going to end up.
Mm-hmm.
What else have we done? Genesis Grace is running for Pekin Queen.
Yep, our daughter's running for the Queen of Pekin for the 4th of July. So she has a couple different things she has to do, and we're going to get her to make some videos as well so that she can share that information. But one thing she needs to do is a canned goods or non-perishable food drive. So we will be accepting donations for those at the Homesteaders Campout the end of this month, June 27th through the 29th in Medora at the Black Swan. If you hadn't seen that, you really need to check it out. It's a free event, and it's always a great time. And we're also going to see if we can partner with her sponsor, the feed store there in Pekin, and make that a drop-off point as well.
Yep, she's got that, and then she's also will be taking donations for her charity that she chose. So you can also sorry, looking for help out with that. If you want to, just tag or private message Chase or I, and we can give you the information on that. She chose Parkinson's as her charity
Foundation.
because it's dear to our hearts. My grandma has Parkinson's, and so that's what she chose for that.
And we both serve veterans and see tons and tons of veterans dealing with Parkinson's. So
Camp Lejeune, Agent Orange, it's
so beyond our immediate family and knowing the impacts of it on our immediate family, we get to see it almost weekly the way it impacts other families. So to us, it was a good choice for her.
We also have another adventure in the works. I am high anxiety about it right now because it would be a huge advantage to us as a family. And once I get some more details, I'll definitely keep y'all in the loop on it. Just want to let you know, keep us in your prayers that things keep going in the direction they are, because it would be huge for Chasing Dreams Homestead.
Absolutely.
What else have we done?
I took her hiking yesterday, y'all.
I went hiking.
She finally got to join one of the inclusive hikers group hikes, and it was. What do you think? Was it a good time?
I had a good time. It wasn't a long hike or like a crazy hike on some of the ones that he's recently gone on. I'm not gonna be able to do many for the rest of the summer, but I wanted to at least go on one or two with him. So I did go yesterday. I enjoyed all the people that went. The hike was nice. The weather was nice. My shoes felt really comfortable because it was the first time I wore them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Summer's officially started for the girls, so they've been busy, and then Abel and Addie come next week. Yep. So summer officially kicks off for us. And today,
we're getting new bees.
New bees. This will be our third hive.
Yep.
I did not imagine us being with our third hive. We've only been in bees for 1 year now.
Yep.
And we are up to our third hive. Our last hive, we had to split right after winter, which I was so nervous all winter with the risk of how cold it was and
us being newbies to keeping bees.
Yeah, that they were all gonna die.
I think we had beginner's luck, y'all, because we did everything wrong. We added the candy bar late and everything. But
they love us, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, such little troopers. They just stuck in there, y'all.
And I mean, made enough that I needed a second hive before they swarmed off. So today we are getting more bees brought in. Got our hive. Chase painted it yesterday. I picked the color. My eventual goal is to make our row of bees, the honeybee row, in the colors like the Charleston row. So I'm super.
She wants to do rainbow row.
Rainbow row.
In Charleston is what she wants to do.
But my honeybee row.
So that'll be an homage to her roots from being from South Carolina.
Super
Although we
excited.
lived in the Midlands, not the cool part. You know, we didn't live in the low country or the upstate. Yeah.
We didn't. I did live in the Midlands my whole life, but I went there very often
Yeah.
before I got married and settled down.
That's right.
The girls are. Genesis is busy with volleyball sports.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan has a huge opportunity. He just got into the carpentry union, so keep him in your prayers and thoughts.
He's in the apprenticeship program.
Yep. So,
Our
yay!
buddy Dexter is a
Thank
union
you.
carpenter, and Dexter and Dylan were talking. Dexter got him set up with an interview. Next thing you know, Dylan starts the apprenticeship Monday, so we're pretty excited for him.
Big goals for that boy. Big avenues just open for him, and I couldn't be more happy for him.
Right. Who knows? Maybe he can teach old dad a thing or two after a couple years working with those guys. That'd be awesome.
I'm sure he'll try.
I would love it.
he
I
will.
love learning, so that'd be great. I could build some things, but I'm definitely not a union carpenter. Those guys have way more experience than I do.
2 weeks, we've got our first butcher date for the hogs coming up, so super excited about that. I'm ready for some of these pigs to scat
Hungry
skadoodle.
hippos is what she's talking about, y'all. It's
Run down the road.
expensive feeding out any form of livestock, but especially hogs if you're feeding them clean, non-GMO food. I mean, even letting them have access to pasture, they still go through a lot of food, so it's expensive, but we feel like at least you get back out what you put in. So we only put in clean ingredients in the feed that we give our animals because we know we're going to consume that meat later on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Our little lammy that we had on Easter. She lost her mom probably about a month ago.
Is she little though?
Oh my gosh, she is a big back. Like she's
She's a chunky monkey, y'all.
chunky girl. Like she, a little worried at first. She took to the bottle pretty well, and she just has blossomed since.
Mm-hmm.
So she's doing really good. All the dogs are doing good.
Yeah.
Chickens are doing great.
We did have one loss on the homestead, and it's always hard when you have a loss. So we had Bert and Ernie.
Oh yeah.
And the more Angus mix of the two bottle boys ended up passing away about 3.5 months old. He never really was stacking on weight like the other one, like the pure Holstein. And we thought maybe it was just because it was a cross of the breeds. We didn't really know. You know, he didn't show a lot of signs of anything going wrong with him. He just wasn't gaining weight as fast as the other ones.
He was a little special from when we got him, if you don't mind.
He was slow to take to the bottle, yes. But he did take to it. But so we ended up losing him, unfortunately. He was fine at chores one night, and the next morning he was gone. It's kind of how it happens sometimes. There's no rhyme or reason to it. But we were blessed in being able to find another bottle calf to replace him so that our herd is not missing a member. So we've got Possum now, and Sophie absolutely loves Possum. They've got to name all the rest of them. I was like, I'm naming one. This dude's name's Possum. And we like to do that.
This is why he doesn't choose names.
We like to name animals another animal's name that doesn't actually apply to them. Like we had a weather goat named Rooster. It's just something we do. It's funny to us.
Possum for a cow.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I was listening to George Jones, honestly.
I told the girls that's why. I knew why it was. I just was like,
I was like, I got it. We're going to name him Possum.
of all the names, we have Bert, we have Chevy and Blaze, and now we have Possum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's doing good. He went to the bucket really quick.
Yeah.
I didn't want another
He's a strong boy.
bottle baby. So he's with Bert, keeping Bert company back at Chasing Dreams 1.
Yep.
Had to take Bert back so he could thrive a little bit better, given the bigger girls out here. But everybody else is doing great. Everybody's doing great.
Mm-hmm. Diamond's the queen bee around here.
Mm-hmm.
She's the herd leader. Without Gus here, she's the herd leader. I don't think this year we'll be looking for one, but I do think in the next year we're going to be looking for maybe a smaller Hereford bull calf or something that's going to be a smaller breed bull calf. We don't want giant cows. You know, we obviously are raising them for beef, but Mama Dreams gets intimidated when they're really, really big, and I want her to be comfortable interacting with them as well. And I think the Herefords are a good cross, and we may even look at a Belted Galloway or something like that, but we're going to look for something smaller. It might even consider a Dexter. We'll see.
No more Highlands.
Yeah. We're gonna get a small bull though, definitely, because obviously, you know, we're new to having cows. We didn't grow up on cattle ranches or any of that, so we do understand that you want a low birth weight bull, so that you don't have complications with birthing and all that. So we don't want to put a big old whopper on the girls because we don't really have really big cows.
The only Highland I got a half. She's half Highland. That's Grace. She's sweet as can be too.
I don't even remember what the other breed was that she has in her. Do you?
I just know she's half Highland. And that was why I got her, so I would still have some form of Highland on the homestead.
Yeah.
So much. Oh, I'm about to start. I've got some stuff in the works for Chase and the girls in September. Are going to be vendors at the Pawpaw
Festival. Yep.
Pawpaw Festival.
Yep. That'll be
I've got
September
stuff.
6th and 7th, I believe.
Yes, because I'll be out of town.
Yep.
Brewing for our booth. So if you're around September 6th and 7th, check it out. Pawpaw Festival.
She's going to make some different products. You want to tell them the products you're going to share with them?
I'm so excited.
And y'all, the ingredients are going to come from our homestead,
Yes.
other than the base ingredient,
Right.
which would be obviously like your Epsom salt for your
Or
bath
oils.
stuff. Yeah, or the
So,
oils. We're not producing oils, but
I plan
it'll
to
be
make
clean oils.
bath salts. Got my bags in the other day, so I'm super excited about that. And then I plan to I got all my candle making stuff with my beeswax and of that nature. And I also plan to make some salves for the booth as well.
Yep.
We've talked about a few other things. Chase, of course, is going to have his fire cider. You should have some hot sauces too, I'm hoping.
Yeah, by then I should. I'm already starting to get a few peppers, which is shocking. But the super hots, you know, those got a long growing window, so it'll be August before I start getting peppers off of those. So any hot sauces I bring at that time probably won't be fermented hot sauces. It'll probably be later in the year. We're going to do another event in October with Alicia at Flat Creek Farms, and there I'll probably bring some fermented hot sauces.
Yeah, so we are slammed, booked as usual.
When I make the hot sauces, y'all, I grow every ingredient, and that's important to me. Obviously, I don't grow the vinegar, but yeah, I mean, and you can make vinegar at home, but I don't do it because I like to use apple cider vinegar with the mother in it as part of my ingredients. I'm not going to give away all the proprietary ingredients there, y'all. But everything else we grow ourselves. That way we know it's a clean ingredient. It hasn't had any kind of pesticides or chemicals applied to it. And that's why it takes me a long time to get the hot sauces together for everyone.
Everybody loves it.
They do.
Like, everybody loves it.
I've got a knack for making hot sauce. I miss my buddy Jeff Thomas. He passed away this year. And I could always count on Jeff to be just as bluntly honest as you could ever ask anyone to be when he was sampling my hot sauce. And he had a palate that could just discern flavors like nobody else when it came to hot sauce. He would message me after trying it a couple times, be like, "I'm picking up a hint of this. How did you get that in there?" He's awesome. He was a good guy, and I know he's up there in heaven because he loved the Lord, and he was just one of those neighbors that you really hate to lose.
Yeah, it's been strange not hearing his phone ring every now and then. With just random conversations. But other than that, I think you're all caught up on our crazy life.
Yeah. We're just waiting on Brett to get here with the bees, so we decided that this would be a good chance for us to make a video since we hadn't sat down long enough to make any in a while.
No,
we got anything going on this week coming up you want to tell them about before we wrap her up? We're getting a grain bin, y'all. We just need it to dry out enough. And she said no doctor's appointments.
No doctor's appointments. So
thankfully
we can actually get some stuff done after work a little bit.
Yeah.
Without worrying about having to schedule around appointments.
Yeah. So that grain bin is like a silo shape, and we've been trying to get time to go get it, and we had planned to go get it today, but with all this rain we've had, we have concerns about our truck and our long trailer getting stuck in our buddy's mom's yard that we're going to get it from. So we're going to shoot for that on Wednesday. We're going to do some redneck stuff to try to get this grain bin up on a trailer, y'all, because we don't have any kind of equipment like a crane or anything to lift it, but I don't want to sit there and have to disassemble the whole thing either because time is precious, you know. So we're going to try to get it up on the flatbed trailer and get it over here. It's not a great big one, but it's big enough that we'll be able to add on to it and we're going to use that hopefully in the future for a Chasing Dreams storefront over here.
Right there.
It'll be right there. We're going to clean up those staghorn trees there and the honeysuckle, and it'll be right there, so it'll be easily recognizable from the road. It's going to be a good time. We hope down the line, not right away, but down the line, to have that as a storefront, and we're going to try the honor system first. You know, that's worked for some people. I won't put high-end products in there, but that's worked for some people, and then some people have gotten burned. So we'll probably keep the higher-end stuff for, you know, calling, we'll bring it out to you kind of situation.
So lots of stuff to keep us busy for the rest of our lives.
Always. But I guess that's it, y'all.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so.
I think so. All right, y'all. As always, till next time.
Keep dreaming.